Good afternoon, Misfits. 21.3 and 21.4 have dropped. That means it's time to talk warm-up and efficiency tips. We have a lot of stuff to cover in this video, and we want to get into the studio nice and quick. So if you feel like we're running through it a little bit too fast, don't worry about it. Podcast next, full breakdown of all the movements. So we're getting warmed up for this. Same as every other week, we want to get into the gym or go to that machine in the house and have that sweat check. Get on a machine, work through anywhere from 5 to 15 minutes, somewhere in that range. You just want to feel like the blood flow is there, sweat is going, you're good to go. When you show up at the gym, we've got a primer for you. 3 rounds, 8 pull-ups, 10 calorie row, 12 front rack step-ups. Your row, we want pyramid pacing again. First round, that means moderate, not full all-out sprint. Second round is an all-out sprint. And then back to that first round pace for your third one. Front rack step-ups will be with an empty bar at 24/20 inches. Unless there's a mobility concern. If this is uncomfortable for you in the warm-up, getting that leg up, it is okay to go 20 or 16 inches, whatever you got to do. We're just looking for a little bit of leg drive so we can ensure blood flow. So now we have all these movements to go over. We're going to talk about the front squat and the thruster first. Haas is going to pick up the bar here. I'm going to have him do some front squats, but only because I want you guys to think about how you are squatting when it comes to the thruster. So he's just going to work through some reps here. And it's a nice natural squat. And what really, sort of drives him up is it's through the legs and his knee is fully extended. So he really finishes there. If he starts to do thrusters now and thinks about the same exact thing, really keep those heels down. We can keep that cycle rate good. We can stop from getting forward and only using our front halves. Go ahead and put that bar down now. Let's talk about some gymnastics. Toe to bar efficiency, if you are used to our videos, you've seen this before, but it's nice to think about this stuff when you're in the workout. I was going to say Hunter, you're not Hunter. Austin, go ahead and jump up. He's going to start doing some toes to bar. He's going to stay long in his swing. He's going to bring his knees to his chest, and then he is going to kick. He's got a nice full grip on the bar there. Nice cycle speed. Go ahead and come down. You ready for some chest to bar? Let's do it. All right. Start doing some chest to bar. I'm going to talk about what you're doing. So as he's working through these, if we're going to make sure that that cycle rate, that time under tension, that time that we're gripping on the bar gets lowered. You can actually come down for a second. I was going to be talking for too long. So as he's going through that, and he's going to do another set for us here in a second, you're going to notice that as his feet get out in front of him, it becomes a hip-driven movement, okay? The feet get in front of you so that you can create leverage at the hip to then pop and make yourself go up from that position. If we leave the legs long and try to just throw the legs up every time to get us over, we're going to have that really slow, sort of repetitive looking chest to bar pull-up. We want time under tension down in this workout, so he's going to jump up one more time. You only got to do a couple, and just watch his feet get in front, then his hips go. Over and over. Efficient and fast. That's what we like. Bar muscle up. I'm going to talk a bunch before you go this time. All right, so bar muscle ups, we are completely changing the way we're thinking about gymnastics with the pull-up bar when it comes to this movement. It's different than the kip that you typically see in the toe to bar, pull-up, and chest to bar. So when you see him go here, I want you to focus on 3 things. He is going to get his entire front kip, that chest forward, feet back in front of this plane right here. All of that is going to happen in front of the pull-up bar. As he's going back, his first cue is to get his knees as close to the bar as he can. And then as that transition happens, we get up over. He is going to try to bring his hip all the way to the bar. So again, we're on the front side with that full kip, knees in, and then during the transition, he's going to throw his hips through. Go ahead and snag a couple reps for me. He's really driving those knees up, and then the hip goes to the bar. Good. Go ahead and come down. Last but not least, some quick efficiency tips back over at the barbell for 21.4. In the complex, especially in the clean, the barbell is going to want to pull you forward. So we're going to try to go over 1 point of performance here to make sure that that doesn't happen. So he's going to go ahead and deadlift the bar up. And if he's warming up here, and he's going through this complex and he really feels like he's having an issue with the bar pulling him forward, it's actually going to go a little bit slower on the way down to ensure that he remembers that that clean pull is different than the deadlift. And the way that we make sure throughout the clean that it's not pulling us forward is as he passes the knees and goes up, his knee bend is regained, he's in front of the bar, and we're keeping those heels down as long as we possibly can. It's gonna be challenging throughout the whole thing to keep your heels down, but the longer you do it, the better body position you're gonna have throughout those front squats. So he's gonna go ahead and clean now. Good. When he's going to the hang clean, do one bounce clean for me. We are allowed to do the bounce clean. You are allowed to do the bounce clean in this workout. I do not suggest trying to figure that out at close to 90% of your clean and jerk today. But if you can do that, obviously grip is going to be saved in that movement. But if he comes back down to the hip here, potentially has to regrip, whatever it is, we're still going over that same thing. He wants to get out over the barbell to get leverage, but he has to regain that knee bend as he comes back up and keep those heels down as long as he possibly can. So you're gonna do the hang clean now. And then your upper body at this point after the workout, at this point, and I mean, he's just been holding that for a while. Feels good, right? Right. Feels great. You need to get under the bar. You absolutely positively have to get under the bar. The cue that we love to use here at Misfit Athletics is the back leg, the knee of the back leg. We're gonna try to drive into the ground to get that position. So he's gonna go ahead and jerk here. He's got that nice angle, almost straight down from the hip to the knee. That bend there is going to allow you to get under the bar. You can go ahead and stand up. You're good. So again, we got sweat check, we got primer, we got all these movements to make sure the mobility, everything's feeling good. Now we're gonna head into the studio and give you an even more in-depth breakdown.